she's like, look. And like she held this up and then she's like, FaZe up. And I was like, whoa. Everyone started showing up. Bro, 5 times a day. Like fans turned our location into a museum.
After joining FaZe Clan in 2010, FaZe Temperrr is the longest lasting FaZe member in history. 15 years later, he is one of the founders of FaZe Clan, one of the most legendary people in the gaming world. Today, we are sitting down after a 2-hour podcast that we posted on my channel, and I'm going to be asking him some very awkward questions that he has not answered on camera.
Who is your least favorite FaZe member of all time?
FaZe Censor.
Come on. Dude, come on.
I've known Tommy for a long time, and I know just how to get him to feel uncomfortable, and that's our goal today.
If it wasn't for Optic, FaZe wouldn't exist.
You are the creator of the Temperrr shot, so.
Am I?
But the real goal is to have some fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is 20 questions with FaZe Temperrr. Enjoy.
So you've been in FaZe since 2010. Long time. 15 years now. Give me your top 5 FaZe members of all time, like based on the impact that they made.
All right.
And it could even be like early on, like, you know, like early on trick shot that you think really changed the direction. Anybody.
I would say Banks, me, you, Rain.
Can we take out us, like the house, maybe?
Okay, so
Take out the house. Take out the house.
removing the house.
Yeah.
I would say Fakey for me is up there.
Okay.
And is this just purely creators, no pros?
Whoever you think FaZe members that you think made an impact on the brand.
Put Seabass.
Seabass.
Yep. Zuma.
Zuma. Okay, that's a big one.
Obviously Rug. Yeah.
Of course.
Rug is a massive one.
If we didn't have, yeah, Rug is Rug.
Rug, for sure. He stands alone in that list.
Rug's at the top if we're ranking. This is not in any order.
Yeah.
But you got Rug, Fakey, Seabass. You said Zuma.
Zuma. Yep.
Okay, that's 4.
I might be missing something here because it's 15 years of.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's definitely
It's a hard question to answer on the spot.
For sure. But being quick, thinking about it.
Impact-wise, it's different. Like, obviously, if we're talking about members, Jev is up there. But, like, impact, like, you know, like, in terms of bringing in a new audience or making a major shift, I mean, that's why someone like Fakey makes sense. That's why Seabass makes sense, because Seabass was the catalyst behind so much of the stuff we did early on.
Yep.
Rug kind of, like, revolutionized vlogging and pranks, you know.
Yep.
Zuma, I can see why. Even though he's probably one of the most important esports figures we had. I would say Zuma or Rain. I would say from the CS team maybe is like a hybrid there.
Oh, so we are doing pros too. I mean, dude, I'd put Kerrigan.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, it's hard. It's hard on the spot. I'm sure some of the other guys will have different answers.
Yeah.
All right.
Kerrigan.
It's a good top 5. What is a FaZe Clan secret that nobody knows?
Oh, okay. We were talking about this yesterday.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
We were talking about this yesterday. I'll give you 2 in 1 right here. So FaZe Up was first created by Spacely, who used to be, I don't think he played for FaZe.
Spacely. Oh, I thought you were talking about Space. I thought you were talking about the Fortnite guy.
No,
Spaceline. No,
talking about Call of Duty player.
He did play for FaZe.
You did, right?
Mike, right? Yes, he did.
He
played for FaZe. An old FaZe COD Pro.
Either way, I don't even know if he was in FaZe when he's.
But he came up with FaZe Up?
He came up with FaZe Up.
Wow.
And it was around the time that, like, if it wasn't for MGK saying lace up, like that's his thing, you know, Machine Gun Kelly, FaZe Up probably wouldn't have been a thing. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, Spacey came up with that.
FaZe Up.
Shout out him.
Okay, I didn't know that actually.
And then there was a girl that I like dated for a little bit. I was over by her house or something. We were outside of a restaurant in her car, and she's like, look. And like she held this up, and then she's like, FaZe Up. And I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. We got a hand sign now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's it. Some random girl, bro. She made up FaZe Up.
Bro.
Because this is like, the hand sign is something that like even other orgs are very, no offense to XSET, but they do this whole X thing, which I don't think is that cool.
Yeah.
It's hard to replicate this.
For sure.
This is like, I saw a picture yesterday of 2 CS, Austin CS who we met, and another CS, and they're both just throwing up the FaZe Up. Like everybody throws it up.
Yeah.
In gaming,
sure.
everybody just throws it up. Even like Optic members will throw it up. Like it's just something that you throw up. So
it's funny.
That's a funny
it's
secret.
A meme.
I'm
it's
glad
a meme.
you said that one because that is crazy. Just a girl that you were kind of with at the time just randomly made it. I don't know. Does she know that she even?
She definitely knows.
That's crazy. Well, that was a great point in history for her to make that up. What is your craziest FaZe story?
Craziest FaZe story.
Now there was a lot of insane parties and stuff. I wasn't a part of those, but I'm sure crazy stuff happened. But
the parties were crazy. I'm not gonna lie. We had some insane parties. Tav and I have the same birthday, right? He was born a year after me, August 25th. You know, we have the same birthday. Like I never really cared to celebrate my birthday like that. But Tav is the opposite. He likes to go big, just have crazy parties on his birthday. So when he first started kind kind of being a part of our circle in like 2018, we just had a combined birthday party. That was that was a special day, you know. Sensei fought that day on August 25th, 2018.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Sensei fought that day, you know. Like, it was a really special day. And that party was
That was at
lit.
the Clout House.
That was at the Cloud House.
Yeah, which there's probably like 1,000+ people there.
No, it was like 300 people.
Okay. Was there anything crazy that happened? Is there like a scene that you can remember?
Let me just run you through how the day went. So it started at 3 p.m. Okay, and it was at the new, like, because at one point we had 3 of the mansions.
3 houses on that street. Yeah.
Right, and like they were all insane. 4-story buildings, all like glass houses, just glass everywhere. And like this one was like the nicer one out of the Cloud House. Was like, yeah, it was nice and stuff, but this one was like way newer, bigger, nicer, whatever.
Yeah.
Third floor, there was like a gym, and there was a nightclub. Theater, there's on the bottom, upstairs, like outside of the kitchen area, there's a big pool, and then you go up on like there's like a back patio on top of the pool where we put a mini ramp so people were skating there. So 3 p.m. the party starts. 4 p.m. we already got like 100+ people. Probably, bro, we had at one point like 300 to 400 people there. It was insane. And there's 4 floors, right? So like third floor, there's different music, people DJing and stuff like that. Marshmallow was spinning at one point. Upstairs, when it was like 4 p.m., bro, I filmed from the top part. I saw like, we had like pro skaters there skating the mini ramp, jumping into the pool from the top part. And like, it was insane. Like, just Baby Shark was performing. we had Baby Shark, Mama Shark there. Just
That's
like,
crazy.
You know what I mean?
I did not expect that.
Oh yeah, we had Baby Shark for our birthday.
Pro skaters jumping in the pool, Baby Shark before, Marshmallows DJ.
Yeah, and then later on,
that was like a normal weekend at that time too.
Low key,
FaZe was crazy
at
that time. Yeah.
Though because of Tav, like, and just like where we were at, we were throwing the craziest house parties in LA. Like, truly, like, at least for the young crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and a Mr. Beast held a party there too.
Yeah. And
Nelk,
so later,
Nelk lived there, so that was a crazy house.
Yeah, Nelk lived there before they really like
blew up. Yeah.
Later that night, like, the party got shut down around 9 p.m. because these cops came and just like shut it down. And like that same time, we're getting a call from like Offset. Offset was saying like, "Yo, you guys got a mic there? Like, we're gonna pull up." Like, they were ready to perform and stuff. You know, like
from trick shotting to all that.
Bro, it was insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane party.
What are your top 3 Call of Duties?
Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty 4. And Modern Warfare 3 is right there after.
I'm surprised you have Black Ops 2 in your top 3 because you didn't really play it like that.
But sniping-wise, aesthetic-wise,
MW2, yeah.
Aura-wise,
yeah.
different, bro.
I'm glad you have COD 4. COD 4 is in my top 3 too.
Yeah, COD 4 is incredible.
Very underrated game.
Mm-hmm.
So you just told us a story about Marshmallow, Offset, all these people that were at that party. You've met a lot of famous people, especially living in LA and being FaZe Temperrr, right?
Yep.
Who's the most famous person on your phone?
FaZe Sensor.
Come on. Dude, come on. Shout out Doug. I love him.
No.
He's going to think you're memeing him, but...
No, I mean, he knows.
This is my guy.
He's loving the gas, bro. Love you, Doug. I guess Neymar.
That's who I thought of actually for you. I just thought of that. Yeah, Neymar. It's pretty crazy.
Neymar loves CS. You know what I mean? Like,
there's a point in history where we spoke about him joining FaZe.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to happen, which is crazy to say. But you growing up in Brazil, like we talked about in the podcast, talking to Neymar and being kind of cool, I'd say in some capacity, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was on the fence about it because his best friend from childhood has his own
esports team,
Furia, and so he's kind of like that's his team.
But the fact that that's pretty cool. Growing up in Brazil, that's a big deal. Obviously,
for sure, he's a hero. You know what I mean? Like,
Americans that aren't really familiar with football maybe don't realize how big Neymar is.
Bro, Neymar was like he's one of the greatest footballers on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Like, when his prime, this dude was incredible to watch, and like he's still one of the greatest.
And he plays CS, so
ever.
It's a cool first full circle moment.
And he's nasty at CS.
He's good at CS.
And his inventory is,
of course,
his inventory is crazy.
You see how much money he makes, brother? He can buy whatever skin he wants.
This man played like 4 games in the couple years he was in Saudi.
I know.
He got paid what?
That soccer money's crazy.
Well, do you remember how much he got paid?
Brother, more money than you can even imagine. Yeah. But with all these famous people, though, some of them are a little whack. You have some bad interactions. What is your worst celebrity interaction?
Ooh.
You must have had a bad one.
You know what's funny? So it was a bad that turned good. But when I first met Nyjah
Houston, who's the most famous skater in the world.
Met Nyjah. Nyjah was like, oh, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like not like, I was like, bro, like I was so excited to meet him, and then he was just like staying away and just like,
Really?
yo, you know what I mean? Fast forward like a year or two, then we ended up becoming friends. We were in the same circle in LA, and like then we become homies, and and it was just funny.
That's funny though. So we've been blessed to have a lot of fans also that come up to us, even at this event we're at. But what's your worst fan experience?
New York house.
Just the day-to-day at the New York house?
Bro, we were so stupid, and we decided the one day like that there was a fan there to bring him in the house and vlog it and put it up for millions of people to see. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh my God, we could just go to the FaZe house. Everyone started showing up. Bro, 5 times a day. Every day there's fans outside the house. Bah, 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 bah. Like, oh my God. Like when thinking back on it, we were so stupid because like
It started off really cool though. Like it was cool.
but like when you think about
until it's
from
9 a.m. and they're throwing rocks at the windows.
bro, but when you think about it from the security standpoint,
Yeah, thank God we never got robbed or anything. That could have been so bad, bro.
could have gotten robbed, we could have gotten killed. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. We didn't have any security in New York.
no security.
Nothing.
You guys
And we lived
coulda-
on a main road.
Bro, what?
Yeah. And people knew when we were
I was
traveling.
I was sleeping peacefully. Like how? Bro, like looking back at it, it's like
People knew we were traveling. Like they knew
Yeah.
everything about our life. That was crazy. That was that was not safe.
I remember.
Thank God.
Blaziken's mom was there, like cooking us a nice Austrian dinner, and like for an hour, just hour straight. And then when the dinner was finally ready, like they're still bumping. I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna go answer the door. I answer the door. I open it, and there's like an older mom and like 5 little kids, like between the ages of 5 and 9. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, we're about to have dinner. Like, please stop knocking.
Yeah.
She said this. I kid you not, just like this. When are visiting hours?
That's the second person I've heard say that.
Bro,
Nikon has that.
She thought it was a museum.
That's crazy.
She thought it was fans turned our location into a museum on Google.
Nikon had the same thing. 9 a.m. The guy said, "When do you guys open?" It was. That's hilarious.
It's our house,
Yeah.
man.
That was a guy. That was fun at the beginning, and then that guy heard it crazy. You know, it's funny that you guys know the free clip.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch that original video, it was like a skit about this topic of people coming. So I was banging the door, ringing the doorbell, and Rain was doing it as a skit. If you look at the end of the free video, you'll see Tommy coming down the stairs. Tommy was coming down pissed to go yell at the people ringing because he couldn't believe it.
Oh yeah, and it was Rain.
But it was Rain because Rain was doing it super obnoxiously. And that's hilarious. At that point, we were so fed up with it. So.
Oh yeah.
So I guess on the flip side, positive. What was your favorite fan experience?
Ooh, that's tough. There's been a lot of like cool moments and stuff. There was one dude early on who like I really made an impact on his life, and like he was like an artist in a sense. Dude, this dude drew like he had a book and he drew like 30 different pictures I uploaded to Instagram. He just drew it.
Wow.
Drew it out like well, you know what I mean? And then he gave it to me one day, and like I was just like, when I had a meetup in Boston, and it was just cool, you know, like they were really good drawings. Like I'm talking about like 20 to 30 photos I posted.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like just the amount of time he put into.
Yeah,
drawing,
you know,
whatever.
and as an artist myself, like I know like I like to draw stuff that inspires me, and so like I just understood like how it meant a lot, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. What's something that your fans don't know about you?
That's a good question. Do you know?
Do I know?
Is there anything that comes into your
I
mind?
mean, there's stuff that coming that I'm not gonna say on camera.
Okay,
But
hold on. I guess how much I value like growth and just like self growth and becoming a better man and a human. You know, like we're all humans at the end of the day. We're all gonna fail, and like failing is a part. Like you have to embrace failing, because for you to get anywhere, you gotta fail. And otherwise, if you don't go outside the box, like you're gonna stay stuck in that box, and you're gonna wish that you did at some point later in your life. You know, some people never leave that box. You know what I'm saying? Some people live their whole lives thinking that they can't control the outcome of their lives. You know what I mean? That they can't do anything, that they're limited. So I think like for me, very similar to Bruce Lee, he was a idol of mine growing up. Like his whole mentality on just evolution and just being and like learning and evolving. I think the difference of me now versus 10 years ago is my priorities have shifted a lot into just being the best man that I can be, especially for my family now that I have one. I wish that I focused on this stuff earlier on because I didn't, because I neglected it for so long. It has bit me, you know, for, you know, just dealing with stuff. And it's just like, that's like, that to me, I didn't have any proper guidance, you know what I mean? Like that's why it would have been different if I grew up with my father, you know what I mean? Like there's only so much my mom could do. And then when I moved away, yeah, you know, I
You
think
got- it's a big learning lesson for your son, though. You could teach him, you know, what you had to learn the hard way. So.
exactly. I just want to give him the life that I always wanted, and like looking back and being introspective about the way I grew up, I'm able to understand why I felt certain ways and why I feel certain ways now and why I react certain ways. You know.
So you've been in FaZe for 15 years now. But if you had to join any other org in the history of, you know, that exists today, what would it be?
I'll shout out Optic.
Optic?
Yeah.
I was going to say it'd be hard to think of anything other than Optic.
Love Hector. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love like if it wasn't for Optic, FaZe wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
You know?
Hex gave us, before we were both in the team actually, but he shouted out the original FaZe sniping or FaZe channel.
Yeah. Yep.
Shout out Optic. Shout out
In
Hex.
Dallas too for it was an MLG event.
Crazy.
Resistance and Magic.
And we just saw him yesterday
Yep.
after 15 years. That's crazy. Shout out Optic. Sick brand, by the way. Optic's cool. I love it.
Yeah, Optic's dope.
For me, I'm usually skipping at least one meal a day, so picking up one of these bottles on my way out the door or into the office is a perfect replacement. It keeps me full, energized, and focused so I can tackle my workday without having to worry about cooking a meal. Huel is today's sponsor. That's spelled Huel. And their Black Edition ready to drink is a game changer. And it's tasty and affordable. We got vanilla and chocolate flavors right here. I lean towards vanilla, but they're both amazing. It's a complete meal in one bottle with 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, high fiber and low sugar, so you feel full, focused, and ready for your day. There's no prep, no cleanup. You just grab it and you go. Huel has already sold over 500 million bottles, and today it's your turn to try it. And for the first-time customers, you get a discount. Go to Huel.com. Use code APEX for 15% off. That's 15% off for new customers using my code APEX. Please see our description for terms and conditions. Skip the stress, not the nutrition. Try Huel today for a complete bottled nutrition. Who is your Mount Rushmore of FaZe esports pros?
You got to put Kerrigan and Rain there.
Yeah.
Automatic. You got to put Zuma there.
It's tough because you got Simp and Abizi who have won
Oh my
insane.
god. Oh, yeah. You got.
But then like Clayster comes to my head.
Honestly, hold on. You might. Yeah. Hold on. You got to put Simp and Abizi there. You have to. So Mount Rushmore is what?
Four.
It's 4. Oh, it's 4. All right. So honestly, that makes it easier. So I'm gonna put Simp and Abizi. I'm gonna put Simp and Abizi and Kerrigan and Rain.
I respect it. Clayster, I think, is very deserving to be up there too, but it's 4. But I would gotta shout out Clayster. Gotta show love.
Yeah.
Clayster was like
Even like Rops and
Clayster though was one of those guys. He's like Kerrigan for COD. That's how I look at Clayster.
yeah, but I would put Zuma before Clay.
It's your list. Sorry, I'm jumping in. I respect it though.
Just
Half CS, half COD.
Yeah.
So you love Counter-Strike very deeply and football. We talked about it on the podcast.
Yep.
So for your little son now, would you rather him be a CS pro or a football player?
Football player.
Not a FaZe CS pro?
No.
I'm like trying to force my vision on you. I want him to be a FaZe CS pro.
No, I mean if he wants to do that, great. But like
You'd rather-
I
I know the money is better in football, so
yeah, or basketball, you know. And I think he's gonna be a really like
athletic kid.
and tall kid. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like logistically speaking, I feel like I can see him being 6'8".
6'8". Oh my god.
Bro, I mean,
What do you mean I could see him being? How does
his
that? Even,
mom's 5'11" and a half.
and you're 6'3".
Yeah. You know, and they like usually like the height depends on the mom more than it does the dad.
Well, let's see.
And bro, like
I just have this vision of FaZe Temperrr's son being a pro. Like I'm gonna keep forcing it. I'm gonna just keep whispering it in his ear when I see him in the future. I'm gonna be the weird uncle that's like, come on, you gotta be a CS player.
that's funny.
Not a weird uncle. That sounds weird. All right, let's move on to the next question. If you could start over at the FaZe house in New York, knowing what you know now, what would you change?
I'd focus on content. I'd focus on building my own brand versus just focusing on FaZe, because that ended up biting me in the ass. Now I got people coming in my stream asking if I'm still in FaZe and stuff, and it's like, bro, you know, like I could have just focused on content earlier on and just built that. And,
Yeah.
and been stream, bro. I started streaming in 2011. I was averaging on Justin TV, mind
Yeah.
you, before
Twitch was
before
there.
it
Yeah.
became Twitch. I was averaging 1,000 to 2,000 viewers in 2011, going for trick shots and kill cams.
It was like Road to Kill Cam,
Yeah, and
but it was just streaming S&D at the peak. That was actually that was the move for sure.
yeah.
I can't believe we like didn't do it as much.
Now I'm averaging like 50 viewers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like I'll get 100. You know what I mean? But
It's okay, man.
no,
It's life.
it'll go back up. You know what I
But
mean?
you're right. I mean, it's interesting to look back at for sure.
So like that's like comparing to now like 30K viewers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, back then that's crazy. the juice we had back then, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Who is your least favorite FaZe member of all time? Do you have one?
Oh.
Do you have one?
I mean,
Do you have anyone that sticks out?
Ferox is up there.
Ferox. I mean, he's not really a FaZe member, respectfully.
Yeah, he wasn't a FaZe member.
He was a graphics designer. I mean, there's some graphic designers that I count as FaZe members, but I don't think he was one of them. I know he had his name as FaZe Ferox, but
Oh, I'm going Clips.
Clips?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm going Clips because I brought this dude back in randomly. I remember I was in Norway when you were there, and I woke up one morning, and I always wanted to regain contact with him.
You were talking about on the podcast how when his Xbox out Red Ring of Death,
Yeah,
he disappeared. You were
from
trying
the
to find
face
him
of
on
the planet.
Facebook. You couldn't find him.
Exactly. I tried to
I
find
remember he
him.
visited the FaZe house in
I
2015.
always had early on good memories with him. He was a chill kid, like, you know what I mean? But like he was never early on, he was never a catalyst, right? I remember asking Resistance, like, because I asked him I asked Clips the same question. How was the name FaZe Clan brought up? And Clips told me we were deciding between FaZe and Haze.
Yeah.
And so when I spoke to Resistance about it, Resistance was like, he's like, I'm pretty sure Clips was the one pushing for Haze. Okay,
Well,
so
why is he your least favorite?
he's my least favorite because I brought him back in, right? I regained, and I was like, bro, I flew him out to the New York house, right? We introduced him as like one of the OG founders.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like just gave this dude straight juice back into the, like, he didn't deserve to be back in there by any means. I was just like, it's someone that I messed with and I wanted him to be a part of it. And it was all cool until it wasn't, until like he started changing the narrative and like, I don't know, bro. He's just like, it's insane. You know
So
what I mean?
when we cleared our roster, he made a video.
Yeah, he
I
made
honestly never watched it, but I know it caused some drama on TikTok and like,
Oh, bro.
I don't know what he said in it, but that's why you're saying this.
It's just a lot of people trying to rewrite history, and it's annoying, bro, and it's pathetic, and it's really like, it's disrespectful considering like, bro, I like brought you back in, but whatever. Some people are like that. Some people are just entitled and they have nothing else going for them, and they feel like, you know what I mean, they're gonna try to get their 5 seconds of fame or whatever it is and just live it for as long as possible. But it's like, it is what it is, you know. People back then know exactly what happened. When I spoke with Slasher, when I spoke with Seabass, even Resistance, it's like they're like, they couldn't believe it, you know. But it is what it is. Who's yours?
I don't think I have one. I mean, especially No. I mean, what? I mean, I can think. I mean, back in the day, it used to be like Mala and Medi. I didn't like them, but that was just me as a 14, 15-year-old being jealous of Medi being so good. Probably.
Forgot about Medi.
Mala, I don't know what my beef was with the kid, but for some reason, I just had some beef with him in my head. I don't think I really like. There was anyone I really hate. I mean, C-Dub was pretty mean early on. I don't think there was any. Oh, I guess FaZe Davey is up there for me. I was really good friends with him, and then he randomly blocked me. I don't know why. I've convinced myself it was some racist thing when he found out my name was Yusuf, and I think he was like one of the closet racists. Like that just I don't know why I got to that conclusion, but there must be a reason. I don't remember.
Got you.
So I guess FaZe Davey. He was a really good sniper, but he randomly like cussed me out and blocked me, and I didn't know why, but I think that's why. Again, we've mentioned you keep talking about CS. Counter-Strike or peak MW2?
Counter-Strike.
Oh my God, quick answer too.
Because it's lifelong, it's timeless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Peak
if we're talking about just a one-time peak, then yeah, peak MW2 for sure. But lifelong, unquestionably, it's.
I think Counter-Strike's the best game ever made. How we say it.
It is. It really is.
Who's somebody that you wish that you recruited or that FaZe recruited at any point in history? Maybe that like we should have recruited him, but we didn't, or there was an opportunity that never panned out.
Kai.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast. We had an opportunity to bring in AMP. We were down, they were down, but it fell through because of managers beefing over nothing. Yeah.
Egos.
I'm always like, there's Kai. Obviously, Kai is biggest streamer right now, right? And like, there's other people that we had an opportunity to do it with. For me, I'm always like kind of, in a way, I don't want to say happy it didn't happen, but there just would have definitely been some massive beef at some point with the way that the company went.
Oh, for sure.
They were locked into contracts and stuff, so.
For sure.
I think there's a blessing in them not joining, but Kai was someone who was basically ready to join, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you recruited me in 2011 and many others. Like, so, you know, you had a very big impact, especially early on. What are you most proud of in regards to your impact in FaZe?
I guess I would say I'm most proud of the fact that I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I just created something out of nothing, you know, alongside everybody's help. But like early on, like really just putting my heart and soul into this passion, you know, long before we could make money doing this, and there was no blueprint that we followed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what is your biggest regret in your career?
Taking my foot off the gas in 2013 and just, you know, like falling off the horse.
Yeah.
Because it was much harder to get back on you know, and in ways I still haven't versus to where I was at. I guess like another answer for that is just listening to other people versus listening to myself.
Yeah, I feel you. How did you come up with the Temperrr shot? You are the creator of the Temperrr shot, so.
Am I?
I remember I hit the Temperrr shot way back in the day. Worst Temperrr shot ever. Like I scoped in like barely.
Shama.
I hit it. Shama. I posted it on YouTube. It was on Subbase.
Yeah.
Dude, I went recently to try to find the comment because you commented on FaZe's YouTube. I was like, before school, I saw the comment. I was going to cry. When you upgrade your YouTube to like a brand account or something, it removes all your old comments. So it was removed, sadly. But I hit it in 2010.
What was the comment? It was like nice.
It was like nice or something, but 2010. But yeah, that was huge. Creating the Temperrr shot at that moment, that was crazy.
Back then, people were just doing 360s or 720s or swap 360s or swap 720s. That was it. Being a skateboarder, I'm used to doing different tricks and stuff. And so I would just get on Rust and try different things. And I was like, you know, jumped off the building, like scoped in, wide, like got that weapon sway aesthetic from MW2. And I first did it on Crash. I was first trying it out.
I was going to say, I remember the tutorial on Crash. Yeah. I was going to say that.
It was a Slasher's friend, Colors, I think.
That was the
my
bot?
dummy. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, I did it, and then like I didn't expect it to go as big as it did. I remember Zergriz is that guy. He was like the pinnacle of the beginning. He was Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so he was the first dude to do a 360. He had the G-Shot in Call of Duty 4. He did a how to G-Shot tutorial, and it got like 1 million views. And I was like, dang, that's crazy, I got 1 million views. I created the Temperrr shot, and then I made the tutorial on how to do it. I remember the first time I hit it in a public match, it was so cool. Like that was like, dude.
Was the first time on Subbase? Or was it Scrapyard? Or not Scrapyard?
Scrapyard.
There's Skid Row is what I meant. There's Scrapyard. I know where it is on the L plane.
Yeah.
Then you hit one on Skid Row on the
Skid Row one was the clean.
On the roof.
Oh, the Skid Row
and then
was,
Subbase
one
on the other roof where the guy was to the right. I know all the Temperrr shots.
Yeah, Subbase was like
Subbase was clean.
Subbase
but
was
you hit
super
the
clean.
ledge, I think, right?
Yeah, but either way, like it was a big gap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, I can picture all three of these clips.
Fakey was in my game for both of them, I believe. Dude, whenever Fakey and I were in games together, like there's like some magic going on. No pun intended.
Yeah.
And we always used to hit, and that's why we decided to make parallel.
Yeah.
But
legendary. Love the Temperrr shot.
Thanks, man.
All right, last question for you. On this and in the podcast, we talked about 15 years and more of your life in FaZe. But today, is FaZe Temperrr happy?
Very happy. You know, I got a purpose in my life, you know, with my family. And it's a crazy question, by the way, because if I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's trying to answer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we're real here, FaZe Temperrr.
Nah, for sure. But
Ask me. I'm just joking. I'm happy. I mean, because for some years, we weren't happy.
Dude, no, for sure. But I never really understood it, and you'll never really understand until you have a kid, you know, to anybody watching. Like, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. There's nothing that even comes close. Like I could cry talking about it, you know, just thinking about him and like how special he is, and just he gets to like he has his whole life in front of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just want to be the father that I always wish I had growing up, you know, to him. And so that's like I'm extremely happy. Like, you know, if FaZe was to die today, yeah, of course I'd be devastated for sure. But I have my son, and like that's my most beautiful accomplishment.
Yeah,
100%.
That's amazing, bro. And I see you. I know you're an amazing dad.
Yeah.
Your fiance is an amazing mom, and I'm sure you guys are gonna raise an amazing child. He's already a little goat. I've seen it.
He's so sweet, man.
I'm sure you're missing him right now.
For sure.
You'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I love, by the way, just on a side note, we didn't really talk about it, but obviously, like you talked on the podcast about being from Brazil. I love that you've been speaking to him in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Because I was asking you yesterday, he said he's saying some words in Portuguese. So
yeah,
I'm glad you reconnected the roots
big
there.
time.
Yeah.
Big time. I can't wait to hear him start speaking Portuguese, you know? Like he'll say like little words here and there, like mamãe and papai. But he's picking up. Like he's got his tone he has a Portuguese like sounding tone.
You only talk to him Portuguese, right?
Primarily.
Yeah, that's sick.
I would say it's 50-50, but I'm trying to do more. Yeah, no, it's cool, man. He's a little beast. So it's a little slower for him to pick up the language because he's learning two at the same time.
It'll probably, I'm sure, when he's like a little older, it's just gonna come out.
Yeah. He's trying to talk. He's very talkative right now. Like just like you know what I mean?
Sounds Portuguese.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. I love you. Thank you for taking the time.
I love you so much, man.
And let's go win this major next month.
100%. Let's win the Call of Duty stuff today.
Oh, we're winning it. It's already won. I already
Yeah.
know we won. Come on, man. You got the CEO, Draz.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming.
My
I
guy.
love you.
Love you so much, man.